executives spend their time solving problems. But how many executives are solving the right problems? That is the one question every great leader is asking him or herself every time. That one question is not about the how. And I want today to share a conversation or summarize one of the coaching sessions I had earlier today with the C-suite. And for those of you who are in C-suite, the scenario I think will resonate. And I want you to listen with as a beginner's mindset, because this opened his eyes on how to take the room, what questions to ask when the team is about to gather, or it will gather next week, obviously headed by the CEO. Earlier this morning, my client received a report. And it was one of those reports that you want to gather your top team. And he was surprised, in a way not, but there was also this nagging thought: what if they blame me? All right. So we started off on a shaky ground, but everything changed because of this one question that he hadn't thought about. Most questions, as I started off with, most leaders focus about the how, right? We are so good and we've been trained and taught to solve problems. But good leaders solve problems and ask and say, how can we fix this, right? How can we? That's the good leaders and the experts. Because when we feel experts, how can we do this? I got the solution, right? But the great leaders, the visionary leaders, they start in a very different place. They start with why, and not about why did that happen, because that only good leaders, mediocre leaders, and experts focus on. That is, why did that happen, that problem. But the visionary, the extraordinary leaders, they focus on the root cause. And I want you to really pay attention to this, because you say, I do it all the time. But I've been in this business for so long to say that most leaders do not focus on the root cause, right? And put it up here. The root cause. You go in and you focus on the problem. Because you're a problem solver, you're a fixer. What happened, and it shifted everything for him, right? Rather than focus on the initial problem, and the problem was an employee, right? And guess what? It was all about giving away accountability. But if you want to solve complex solutions or complex challenges, you want to start with and be focused on the root cause. Focusing on the root cause is way more vulnerable. It requires you to be honest with yourself. It requires you to be honest with your C-suite team. But at the end of the day, why certain individuals do not conform, why processes are being broken, what is the root cause? A lot of leaders focus on the scapegoats, those people here, and they would often get fired, right? You have not complied. but the root cause gets to be discovered and found. We did also something else, but in this 90 minutes, he left with ease and calmness, clarity on how to, even what question, the right question to ask his CEO when they're going to talk later today. And also what question to ask when the task group is going to meet on Monday. I want you to really pay attention to where your focus goes. Most people focus on solving problems, right? And you're being presented with a challenge, with a case, and you see that problem. And what you do is that your brain, the brain goes, and you go like records of the brain, da 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 da, what's happened, and we fix that. But if you want to really be that one employee, trusted advisor who who you cannot ignore, right? Everyone wants on your team, on their team. Then you want to focus with love, with integrity, with vulnerability, with authenticity. You want to focus the conversation on the root cause. And it's not the same. Let me be that clear. And probably that penny already dropped. It's two different levels. Most people focus on the surface level challenges. And what you're gonna experience is that challenge will come again, because you will have never discovered and cleared the root cause. And you will often find when you dig into the root cause, it's so sweet. Because if there's any challenges in your company, in your division, the root cause is mediocre leadership. I'm sorry to say. But if you do not set up healthy boundaries, if you are like this case that we worked on this morning, if you are, when I say loose, if you do not really own your space, if you do not set healthy boundaries, then you're gonna give away power. And when you give away power, then you focus on the surface level questions. This hurts. Boy, it does, right? Because what is the root cause? I'm not good enough at being in challenging conversations. This may be a manipulative employee or a person. I do not know how to handle that. In our company, it's very consensus driven. And, they're going to find out, right? It is not going to work. If you are a leader, if you want to deliver greater results, you want to level up how you lead. It is that simple. And it's so vulnerable at the same time, because most leaders do not want to really build a relationship with themselves, because otherwise, this is on my own, right? But I think we wouldn't have all the challenges that we see in companies. We would have much better corporate cultures, and then we would have more people who are self-aware, who knows about what energy is, what language is, and who is really a leader who inspire other people to grow. But that's a movement going on, and it's going to come where I live right now in Denmark and the other places, right? But that's enough rap for now. So let's circle back. Be curious about your own blind spots. Be curious about your own blind spots. We all have blind spots. Even, I don't know where you're streaming in, for YouTube, Facebook, or LinkedIn, but every company is very glossy, right? Very glossy on the outside, but inside, right? What is happening? What are all the challenges? Be so curious to go to the root of the cause, right? What is really happening? Ask that question. Because when you ask that question, everything shifts for you, right? You will clear what is not working. You will set better and healthier boundaries. You will set people up for success because people love direction, right? And if there's a very vocal one, and I share that I've shared this in several conversation this week with my tribe, is that the very successful leaders, they recalibrate the team on a quarterly basis. My question is, how often do you recalibrate your team? So this organization, they're going to recalibrate their resources on a quarterly basis. So you better level up how you work, right? But the good thing is that when you recalibrate, dare to have those conversations, who is a match for where we want to go, who is not a match, then you will take your career to the next level. You will take your organization to the next level. You will transform teams and even industries, because you will be that role model who knows how to scale a company 10x, right? Not just 2x, but 10x. So there are so many benefits of you leveling up how you lead. Closing, remember, be so curious about asking the right question. It comes by practice, and it comes by someone else holding the mirror and say, hey, what question is that really right now? Because when I hear it, you focus still on the surface level question, on the surface level problem. It's the how, but that's great leaders, that mediocre leaders, right? But he didn't want to be a mediocre leader. He didn't want to be a good leader. He wanted to be a great leader, one that the organization cannot afford to lose. So it requires you to focus on the why. Why does this happen? And it's not just because this individual is not a match. There's something deeper, and that's the root cause. So remember that. And my question to you is, on a lovely Friday afternoon, what would happen if what would happen to your organization if you stopped asking, how do we fix this? And started asking, why is this happening? Drop it in the comment below wherever you're streaming in for. I'm curious to learn. I want to learn from you as well. And yeah, let me know what's going on in your world. I'd love to do another video to serve you. So thank you for tuning in. I love you so much. Till next time.